welcome back to Megaman Legacy Collection. So, I did manage to beat these trials somehow, but guess how long it took me? This Megaman one, that took me about, I think, hours total, like, in just the challenge. I think it took me 4 hours. This one, I think 3, this one 10. Like, together, just to beat it once. This one was the most annoying one. I will be showing all of my replays because I really don't want to play them again. I will eventually, but not today. So I'll just let you guys watch them, you know, because, you know, don't want you guys to miss out on my epic gameplay. There we go. Actually, realistically, you could just, like, say any of the times are yours and press the replay. But no, it wouldn't work. It's like, oh, I'm gonna try playing this. Yeah, I would show a challenge clear at the time. That would have been... So, this is, I think, is the best... No, I can't remember if my guest man was good or not. It was kind of bad. I think I died. Did I die? Yeah, I died. He got too close. I forgot about that. He backed me into a corner, and then I got turned to circles. But hey, it's better than being turned to, like, squares or something. That'd be weird. Oh. He did that so many times in a row. Thankfully, I was able to dodge it, like, one of those 2 times. And he is an attack where he can do that, like, think. He can just keep doing it. If he goes up there, if you get hit the first time, you have nothing you can do. So Bomb Man wasn't hard. Bomb Man's probably the easiest out of all the Robot Masters, realistically. Oh, did I die? I don't think I died. I don't remember. No, I didn't die. Yes, I did. No. You know what? Let's just watch the fight. It's right here. You know, we're just focusing on jumping away as soon as he throws it. The first one, you can go towards him. The second one, you jump away. Pretty simple. This mother face. I jump around him once, and lightning in the face. I expected to do that at time because I could only take 1 hit, though. This is when my real strategy started. This was my entire strategy with how to beat him. I'm like, oh. It was working a little bit. It's really dumb, like, it's the only way you can beat him, like, to my knowledge. You have to be like a god to beat him the normal way. Oh, I totally should have been hit by that, but AI frames. I got hit by him first. Is this the time I beat him, or did I beat him the second time? Oh, I tried to get away. It was that one. Okay. Yeah, that was my entire strategy for being a Lekman, because a Lekman is just a pain in the face. Like, think about it. Like, he's just, like, jumping around, throwing stuff at you. I'm like, oh, I'm dead. Oh, I took a hit there. Then you can catch him with any... Oh. I almost got him cornered here, but then it didn't end up working out. Because even, he still keeps his AI frames. Somehow. Because he's a boss, I guess. He's a Lekman dude. He's like, he's coming after me. I moved his to the right. I remember this part. I got really lucky here. I was like just pausing. I could barely take it. I was just like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. In this moment, right here, was when I think I just like screamed. Like, it was just in excitement, the fact that I finally beat him. This guy, Iceman isn't too bad. Like, realistically, like, I died there. But Iceman realistically is a pretty easy boss to beat. Especially since he just stays on the right the entire time. Like, I think I tried using the pause glitch or something. It just took forever. It was taking too long. Like, he kills you in 3 hits, though. Like, I guess it's effective. But, you know. Is this the one where I died? Yeah. Okay. So, you can see my strategy for these boss, because this boss really isn't that much of a deal. As soon as you get used to it, you're fine. So yeah, it's just kind of like, yeah, I was just getting lucky there, you know. Like this one isn't necessarily luck. A lot of my previous ones were luck. I'll just go ahead and admit that now. I was noticing that I was working a lot faster and better, just nailing him. Then Fireman. Fireman wasn't that bad. See, Fireman, I'm like, oh, this guy's gonna give me trouble. Then I figured this out. And thus, I beat that challenge. 551. I'll show you guys this one now. So this one was more of an interesting one. I didn't have a problem. Bubble Man was pretty easy. Like, well, not wow. I said Bubble Wow. No, Fireman, Heat Man was always kind of easy. Like when I first tried him, he was kind of hard. But this isn't even the hard guy for me. Overall, wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. I'll explain to that later when we get to that boss. But the hardest time I had with Megaman 2 is the boss right after this. And you'll see why. Like, I think I spent a good, like, 4 minutes on him. No, 2 minutes. I spent, like, 2 minutes on this guy. Crashman is just a pain. I finally got to... As soon as I finally learned his pattern, I was just like, oh. I think it was slow, but, like, I could beat him. I figured it out. I'm like, oh. As soon as I figured it out, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be easy. Like, I figured it out around here, but I really couldn't do anything in that situation. Because he was gonna land on me. Plus, you know, I came into it with not full health, so it wasn't like... Okay, I think it took me a couple tries. I hadn't quite figured out the pattern at this point. I just knew what happened. Yeah, right here I was just kind of jumping around forever. And what I didn't realize is the timing. See, if right here, that's when I figured out the timing for his shots, and I was like, oh... I'm like, oh, he throws it near the end of his jump, or in the middle. Like, you can tell. He throws it in the middle / end of his jump. Like, that's how, like, right here. I'm just like, oh. Like, I got hit by that one, but, hey. So, basically, he got really close to me, though, right here. That wasn't really cool. Getting close to someone was kind of mean. Yeah, because, you know, when you get close to someone like that, you know what happens. Potatoes are born. And, you know, potatoes, those are evil sources of potatoes. So that you can see me figuring out his pattern here. I figured out his pattern, then he wasn't too bad. I was like, I beat him! And then I'm just like, oh, dude, I had to fight Bubble Man. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do it with 4 bars. That's gonna be a no-go. I repeat, a no-go. So then I think, I can't remember if I got him first try or not. But Bubble Man's not that hard of a boss. Like, even with Buster. It's kind of just, you know, don't get hit. Which is the best advice for anything, really. Just don't get hit. It's like the motto for like every video game, just don't get hit. Or seen, I guess that also applies for like Metal Gear Solid and stuff. So yeah, he was pretty easy. Then Airman always gives some people trouble. If you can shoot the gap, there was no gap to shoot there. I moved backwards a little bit there. I got pretty, in my opinion, that I got a lot of his health down there. But this time, you know, I couldn't really do much with the amount of health I had. I sniped him somehow. See, it was, I just had a really good Airman fight. Then we have Metal Man. So Metal Man's strategy is you want to jump over the first two, and then he sends in between. Or just like avoid the first two. And then you can, the third one won't touch you. That's pretty much how I figured it out. Like, what to do. I just kind of did that, and it worked out pretty okay. Yeah, I didn't make it first try, but considering the amount of health I had coming in, if I would have had full health, I probably would have killed him. But hey, I still beat him. So that's what's important. So he has to hit me twice as, no, half as much as I have to hit him, because my bullets do exactly 1 damage, whereas his things do 2 damage to me. And yet they do like a bajillion damage to like anyone else, like himself, for existence. For himself, fighting him himself, I think it's like what, 16 since Megaman has 32 bars? I want to say it's... Oh, I got really scared there. I'm like, 1 HP. I'm like, Woodman. Dead. It's like, I'm not gonna deal with Woodman on 1 health and try to avoid it. I'm just like, I'm not gonna make it. So yeah, that's how this one worked out. Like, Woodman isn't necessarily hard. Like, I think I was just that's what I was being dumb. Like, you can avoid all of his things. You can avoid those easily by jumping over them. It's the second part. But playing this has given me a greater appreciation for the games, to tell you that. Like how the bosses were designed. That definitely gave an even deeper appreciation. I kind of just took a hit there. And for this time, I plan on going through him. Just because, you know. And I barely beat him. And this was who I thought was gonna absolutely wreck me. I kind of just winged that one. So Quickman is really quick. But watch something here. If you like blind luck and not skill whatsoever, this is your video. It's just dumb luck here. Where I'm just shooting in his direction and hoping for the best. And that's exactly what happened. The best. In Flashman, I couldn't... Flashman's pretty easy, realistically. You just take a ton of damage from him. I was like, I can't do this. Actually, I think I just messed up, and I probably could have killed him, but whatever. Dude, you can't take over at certain parts. Yeah, cool of me. And I somehow jumped over him. I've never been able to do that before. Jump over him, because that's actually one of the hardest things to do in Mega Man games. Like, at least, like, a lot of them. That's the hardest part. It's just jumping over a boss. Which is pretty darn hard to do for some reason. So, I'm gonna include 3 in each. Actually, no, because these 2 are really just long. But I'll see you guys in the next episode.